and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Charmaine, and today we are doing the review for the Page Turners Book Club book for September, and that was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. Photo here. I don't know, I have it like somewhere, but I'm not looking for it. So I'm not feeling well, as I said in my other video that I filmed like earlier in this week, so you're getting like bare minimum, and I'm sorry you guys, but I'm doing the best that I can. So I have the questions here. They're actually on my tablet because I didn't get a chance to write them down. And I did like not write down my answers either. So I might go a couple of times. If I struggle too much, then I'll pause it and then I'll come back and talk to you guys. But I don't know. I'm going to tell you first off, there is a lot of spoilers in this video. So if you've not read this book and you want to read it, please click out now. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. So, did you guys read it? Oh my gosh. It was so good. Okay, so I read it in like, I think Taylor said that she read it in like 8 hours, and I think I read it in about the same amount of time. But mine went from like one day to the next, and she just read hers on one day. So good. 5 stars. I was very excited about it. I'm actually reading another book by Frida McFadden now, because that girl can write. What? She does really, really good on the mystery books. So the first question here is, there's something in his expression that sends chills down my spine. And then he shakes his head almost imperceptibly. Almost like he's trying to warn me. But he doesn't say a word. Millie seems to ignore the clues that there's something terribly wrong at the Winchester house. If you were Millie, would you have accepted the job after seeing the bedroom in the attic? ? At what point would you have quit the job? ? And I'll be back. I have a cold and I can't stop sneezing and coughing, so every few minutes I'm like pausing the video so that I can go sneeze or cough or whatever and then come back. So I'm sorry you guys, I'm a little bit of a mess. The clues that I don't know. Okay, so I understand why she took the job, because like she's broke, she's living out of her car, she had just gotten fired from that other place. Like there could have been like charges pressed from the other place from what I understand. So I think that she's just happy to have a job, and being that it's like a room and board kind of place, plus she's like having the job, I think is a good benefit for her. The closet room in the attic, I don't know if I would have been in for that. I mean, like, I guess she doesn't really have a whole lot of stuff, so it's okay. But I don't know. I don't know what point I would have quit the job. I probably wouldn't have taken it, honestly. But if I was in her situation where you like have to take the job because you need to like live somewhere other than your car, maybe I would have taken the job. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one, honestly. Such a good book. Okay, so for number 2 is both Millie and Nina felt trapped in a bad situation because of their circumstances from their past. Do you think either of them should have or could have left the Winchester home sooner, despite the risks? For Nina, I don't think so. I think that Andrew would have found her, and then he would have put her in that room for, like, longer, or, like, possibly just, like, left her in that room and, like, not came back for her or something. That guy is insane, and at the end, you learned why, but he is definitely insane, and I think he's such a control freak that if it wasn't his choice to end their marriage, I don't think that she would have been able to get out of it. Because he's, like, weirdly abusive. Like, you know, he loves her, like, so much, and he, like, loves her, but he is very, like, she can only wear white, they can only, like, I don't know, he dresses the daughter up in, like, these doll clothes, kind of weird looking things, like, yeah, I don't think that she could have gotten out of it. Millie, I think, kind of, like, I mean, I think that she could have probably just found a different job than the one she took with the Winchesters. Like, she worked at a bar or, like, a restaurant or something, so she could have just gotten, like, a different restaurant job in, like, a different town or something like that. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think on that? I don't know. Number 3. In this book, we read both from Millie and Nina's perspectives. Would you have wanted to read from Andrew's perspectives, and what would you wanted to hear from him? No. What's he gonna say? I'm insane? Like, ooh, and now I'm happy that I'm locking them in the closet. Like, no. Maybe, I guess, because you would have heard, like, the crap that his mom did to him. Like, so maybe he would have been like, I remember when my mother locked me in the closet for not brushing my teeth or whatever, you know, because like that was the thing. So, but no, not really. You don't really need to hear inside of that, you know. Number 4 is, before Nina reveals the truth about the relationship, did you ever suspect that Andrew was too good to be true? And were there any signs? Yes, I totally did. I 100% suspected something, because when Millie had cleaned the entire kitchen and then she comes downstairs and Nina's like throwing stuff out of the fridge looking for like her lost paperwork that apparently Millie threw out, and then Nina sees Andrew and she's like, oh, Andrew, Millie threw out my paperwork. And then she like runs over and hugs him and he's like, oh, it's okay. To like Millie, I was like, oh, okay. There's something not right here, because he knew that kitchen was clean. Like, he knew, he lives there. He knew that kitchen was clean, so he knew that it was all cleaned up. And then he's watching his wife, like, throw everything out of the fridge, or, like, walks in the aftermath of her, like, throwing everything out of the fridge, including the milk. Like, no way that he was just like, oh, it's okay. It's gonna be fine. Like, if I threw something out of the fridge on the floor in my house, my boyfriend would be like, what's wrong with you, crazy? Like, you know, you don't just be like, oh, that's okay. Like, no. Psycho. Number 5 is, what was most shocking part of the book for you? The end. I mean, like, maybe not the end, but the part where Andrew's, like, trapped in that closet, and the way that Millie's like, nah, my turn now, bro. Like, I was like, oh, go, girl. I'm like, honestly, no offense to that guy, but he sucked, so... Number 6, both Enzo and the detective choose to help Millie and Nina in different ways. Because they each had someone close to them be the victim of abuse. Do you think either would have helped without having a personal connection? I think that Enzo would have, because he definitely knew that there was something like weird going on in that house, but I don't know for sure if the cop would have, because if his daughter was like Andrew's like first like fiance, so I think like if he didn't have like specifically that it was about Andrew, I don't think that he would have helped. I think that he would have been like, oh, well, he was abusing you, why didn't you just call the cops or something like that, you know what I mean? Like some way where because he's a cop, he has to like do his job. So I think that he would have been, but because his daughter like specifically was with Andrew and he like knew some of the stuff that Andrew had done, he knew that Andrew was like, batshit crazy. That was the face that I was giving, just in case you missed it. Batshit crazy. And I'm saying it, and I don't care. Number 7. It is revealed that Andrew's mother would punish him in the same way that he punished Nina and Millie. Does this change your perception or feelings towards Andrew? What does it say about the cycle of abuse? There is very much a cycle of abuse. Like, you can definitely see that. It's like like if you're abused, you abuse like your kid, and then your kid abuses somebody else. And there's like a lot of things now where like people are stopping that cycle of abuse. But like, say, I don't know, like my mom's generation, like they wouldn't have known that they shouldn't, like that they should stop that cycle of abuse, you know what I mean? But like, we're more woke now or whatever, so people are aware of the fact that you shouldn't be abusing other people as much, you know, like you can't spank your kids because they can call the cops on you, kind of thing. No, it does not change my feelings about Andrew. That guy definitely enjoyed it. And his mom did that to him, yes, but like, he definitely enjoyed that torture. Like the way that he would just like, oh, I'm watching you. Oh, no, look you got 99 strands, but this one doesn't have the root on it, so you gotta start again. Okay. Come on, guy. No, psycho. No, too bad for Andrew, sucks to be him. Number 8 is, Nina is willing to sacrifice another woman's safety in order to escape her life with Andrew. How do you feel about this decision, and can you understand Nina's choices? No. That one, I mean, like, I understand her wanting to get out of there, and I definitely think that there wouldn't have been another way. But if she did not find Millie, and then Millie turned out to be slightly psychotic herself, that would have been terrible. Like, I mean, I know that she goes back later to try and, like, see Millie and see if she's okay and, like, find her and everything like that. But no, why would you put another person through that? Especially, like, when you knew that they were a crappy person. And, like, what he does and, like, how bad he is. like how bad he is. Like, I mean, his first night with Millie, he puts her up in the room. Like, you know. So yeah, no, you can't. No. You can't put somebody else in that situation. If you know how bad it is, I mean, like, you can try and actually, like, warn other people. They won't listen to you. But you can try and warn other people and be like, he's really psychotic, just so you know, like, he's abusive and all of this stuff. And, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that every woman would be like, oh, okay, whatever, I don't see it. Because he's very charming, but, like, no, you can't put somebody else through that. Number 9 is, not only does Millie turn the tables on Andrew and force him to endure his own punishments, but at the end of the novel, it's implied that Millie would continue to take action against men who abuse their wives. Is Millie justified in her actions? I mean, maybe don't kill everybody. Like, I mean, she didn't, though. I mean, I guess that's debatable. She left him in there with no water and no food, so he died. But she technically didn't kill him. However, she knew that he was there, so she did. Oh, see, I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you know that somebody's stuck in a closet and they don't have any water or food, you should probably let them out. However, with Andrew, like, if she had let him out, he would have killed her. There's no way around that. Oh man, I don't know. Like, don't lock people in closets. You know. I hope that she doesn't go killing somebody else. There is a book number 2, though, and I haven't read that yet, so I definitely want to read that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she could probably help in other ways than locking people in closets and letting them die. There you go. That's probably how it was seen. Okay, so now, as per every, like, book club video that we do, we are casting the roles. So the roles that we have are Millie, Nina, Andrew, Enzo, Suzanne, who's, Nina's friend, Cece, who's the daughter, and then Evelyn, who's Andrew's mom. Okay, so first for Millie, I have Leighton Meester. She's from Gossip Girl. I think she was in a movie where she played, like, was it The Roommate? I think either she played the crazy roommate or the crazy roommate was after her, but I think that she played the crazy roommate. Because I could see her being very nice, composed, kind of innocent, and then insane. Like, real quick. Because she's a good actress. And I think either if she was in The Roommate, I think it was her who was the insane one. Really nice, normal, insane. Like, I think she just has that, like, really good, like, acting switch. You guys can see, like, I open up my eyes real big. Insane. Yeah. So then for Nina, I have Blake Lively, who I just think is very, she's gorgeous, she's blonde, she could wear a lot of white and get away with it and look really good. Like, I could just see her being, like, the fancy, because she was in A Simple Favor, and I kind of think that her character is kind of esque, like Nina in that one. Then for Andrew, I have Laz Alonso. He's on The Boys. I'll put their pictures up here just so you guys can see it. Just, I could see him being also somewhat psychotic. I'll be right back. I could see him flipping the switch quite easily. Like, he could be very, very charming and then also really, really scary. So I think that he would be perfect for that. Then for Enzo, I have Edgar Ramirez. He was in Domino. I don't know why, but every time, like, I just really like that movie. So when I was reading the book, I was picturing him in my mind. So yeah, I thought that he would be good. Then for Suzanne, I have Bryce Dallas Howard, because to me, she is very put together, very poised, but she could also potentially be kind of a snotty backstabber. And that's kind of what I thought about her, like, as I was reading. I was like, oh yes, because, like, she's kind of like, and I mean, like, I like Bryce Dallas Howard, but she could definitely play a snotty character, I think. And I think that she would be perfect. Then for Cece, I have Dakota Fanning when she was little. I literally don't know any kid actor names. So I was trying to picture kids, and I was like, what do I even watch kids in? I don't watch kids. I was like, Thora Birch, but that's from, like, Hocus Pocus when she was a kid. Like, that was the only people I could think of. It was Thora Birch or Dakota Fanning. So I went to Dakota Fanning, because I think that she would be, like, a little bit prissier as a actress, as a kid in this book. But, like, when she was little, like, not the adult as she is now. Then for Evelyn, who's Andrew's mother, I had Angela Bassett. Because that girl, I mean, like, that Angela Bassett, looks like she could kill you with a look if she wanted to. I saw some footage of, like, an awards show or something like that. And I don't know what happened because I like did not see the awards show, but people are clapping and she's like, in like kind of like a snotty kind of like, not probably not even snotty, that's probably just her like regular like chilling face. Like I have resting bee face, or as my friend calls it, resting murder face, because I look like I'm angry all the time. But like for her, she probably just like looked like this, but it just like the look that came across was just like could freeze you cold. Like so when I saw, like when I was thinking about Mrs. Winchester, I was like, oh, that girl is tough. Okay. And a little scary. So that's what made me think of her. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the book. Make sure that you go and check out Taylor's video. I can't wait to see what she says, because she read this in like a day. And then she was like, yo, you gotta read it. Like, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping maybe we'll end up suggesting like number 2, which is The Housemaid's Secret, I think. Maybe we'll end up suggesting that for like a book club choice soon in the future, and then that way we can read the sequel as well. I'm reading Never Lie by Frida McFadden right now, and it's so insanely good. Like, I think I figured out what happened. I'm not going to tell you guys just in case you read it, but I think I figured out what happened. So I'm listening to it with my boyfriend, and I was like, I think this is what's happening. I like paused it and I was like, this is my plan, this is my theory. And he was like, ooh, good theory. And then, so now we're like reading it together to find out what happens, to see if I'm right. Cause I'm very rarely right. Like I'm like halfway through the book, I'm like, oh yeah, I know who the killer is. And they die on like the next page. So like, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. Please go and check out Taylor's video. Let me know if you read the book. Answer some of the questions down in the comments. And let me know what's going on with you. How you guys doing? I haven't seen you in like 2.5 weeks at this point. So it's nice to see you again. Thanks for hanging out with me while I was gone. And thanks for welcoming me back and messaging me and all of that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys. So please like this video and check out my description box for other content creators. Thank you guys so much for spending a couple minutes of your day with me today. I really, really appreciate that. And I really, really appreciate you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!